practice. My wife works here. I do. My son is in first grade. I got another coming pre-first next year. So about that time. Hello out there, Wildcat Nation. This is Tim McCauley from WCAT. We're going to begin our broadcast here in just a few moments as your Westminster Wildcats host the Lovett Lions. We don't normally broadcast the ceremonial first pitch, which, for those of you that don't know, is thrown out by a teacher at the request of one of the seniors on the team. They asked their favorite teacher to come throw out the first pitch. So we don't normally broadcast that, but I'm told that today's honoree, Monsieur Patrick Morjean, upper school advisor and French teacher, grade chair and French teacher, will be pitching, and that his pitching is a sight to see. So for those of you lucky enough to join us here a few minutes early, you'll get a treat in a few moments as Mr. Morjean throws out the first pitch. And we'll be back after the national anthem to get things started here. Thanks for tuning in on WCAT. Looking forward to a great game and a good day of Wildcat baseball. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, Wildcats of all ages, good afternoon and welcome to Westminster Wildcat Baseball. This is Tim McCauley broadcasting live for WCAT from Welborn Cody Field at Harry Lloyd Stadium in the heart of the Westminster Schools as your 14-3 Wildcats play host to our crosstown rivals, the 7-8 Lovett Lions. Lions play in the 2A classification, are currently 3-3 in their Region 6 play. Cats have won 9 of their last 10, dropping their last game at home on Tuesday to the North Paulding Wolfpack in extra innings, 5-2 the final there. The Lions today will pose another difficult test for the Wildcats. Georgia Dugout Magazine project Lovett to finish in the top 10 of the deep and highly competitive AA classification. And they named Lovett senior Aaron Schunk to their AA preseason All-State team. He will be pitching for the Lions today. For the Wildcats, it'll be the top of the rotation arm of Blake Huber getting the call today. Blake leads the Cats in wins with 5 and strikeouts with 23. And he boasts an ERA of 2.33 in his 6 starts. In a few minutes, Westminster senior Allison Nichols is going to sing the national anthem. And we'll have the ceremonial first pitch from Patrick Morjan, French teacher and grade chair. Right now, Coach Wren out there, exchanging the lineup with Coach Oobs for the Lions. Special hello to the pioneer of Westminster statisticians, Mr. Jim Hobart, class of 2001, listening to us, I believe, at 35,000 feet as he travels around the country. Thanks for tuning in, Jim. And thanks to all the grandparents. I hear we have some faithful listeners in Arizona and in California and in Michigan. Appreciate you guys being with us this season as we've tried to bring you a little bit more Wildcat baseball. Good bit of rain in the area last night, but talked to Coach Wren before the game. He had the infield covered, and when they took the tarp off this morning, it was as right as rain. Great crowd in attendance, of course, wanting to see this big rivalry game. Going to let you listen in to Mr. Darren Woolley as he introduces Allison Nichols, who will be singing the national anthem.
Thank you to the grounds crew who have done an unbelievable job. This playing surface is one of the best in the state, and we appreciate your effort to provide such a great field. At this time, we would like to start with our honorary first pitch. Today it is senior Will Benson, and he will tell you who he has selected.
Hello everyone, I chose Mr. Morjon, our grade chair. I chose him because he's an amazing man. He does so much for me, and I think the great thing is that he does it for everyone that he comes into contact with. So that's why I chose him.
Patrick Morjan throwing out the first pitch at the request of Mr. Will Benson.
Take it away.
Well framed by Mr. Benson there.
I want to remind everybody that we have a concession cart over here by the Westminster dugout, right by the bleachers. We've got hot Chick-fil-A sandwiches, Coca-Colas, snacks, candy, anything you need for the ball game. Come see us. We're open the entire game. Westminster will take the field, and then we will have our national anthem.
National anthem is going to be performed by Allison Nichols today, senior at Westminster.
At this time, if we could have everyone please rise, remove your ball caps. We'd like to start with the national anthem. We have a special treat today. We have senior Allison Nichols, member of women's a cappella, football cheer captain for the state champion Wildcats, and on her way to SMU, she will do the anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful job. Thank you so much, Allison.
So once again for the Cats, it'll be Blake Huber on the mound. Huber leads the Cats with wins, strikeouts, and an ERA of 2.33 in his last 6 starts. Huber's battery mate today will be the preseason All-State selection, Rankin Woolley. LSU commit, only has 1 pass ball on the season. Around the infield from left to right, it's a sophomore sandwich. Senior Kenneth Hartsfield starts at third base with sophomore Jack Palamas at short. Fellow sophomore Peter York plays second, and senior Armand Painter plays at first. In the outfield, sophomore Ryan Miller plays in left. Big Will Benson is in center field, and senior T. Watson plays in right field. So that's Huber at 1, Woolley 2, Painter 3, York at 4, Hartsfield at 5, Palamas at 6, Miller is 7, Benson 8, and Watson at 9. So Aaron Shunk, the pitcher, and the Georgia commit is going to start things off for the Lovett Lions. He takes first pitch for a ball from Huber. Pitch below the knees, 2-0 now. Along with Rankin Woolley, the Cats' own Rankin Woolley, Shunk graced the cover of the Georgia Dugout Preview magazine this year as one of the Big Ten in the state, and takes a called strike there, 2-1. Off-speed pitch misses. Runs the count to 3-1 here as we're just underway. And there's ball 4. So 5-pitch walk to the leadoff man. Huber's only loss in the season came at the hands of Blessed Trinity in the opening week of regular season play.
Now batting, number 16, Drayton Foster, DH.
Drayton Foster, number 16, the DH, steps into the right-handed batter's box with the man on first and nobody out here as we're just underway. Shows bunt. And not able to bring it back in time, so a called strike there. Gusty wind, blowing out according to the flag in center field there. Huber throws to first, keeps Shunk close. That one gets away from Woolley. Shunk's going to get down to second. So that puts a runner in scoring position. And the count's 1-2 on Drayton Foster. Excuse me, 0-2 is the count. Swings at a pitch in the dirt. Woolley throws down to first, and they try to double up Shunk, who was creeping away from the bag at second, but he gets back in time. So one down now. Number 3 hitter for the Lions will be Freddie Achkar. Excuse me, Achkar. I'm informed by our PA man. First lefty Huber has seen today, and he bats with 1 on and 1 out. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up. It's in foul territory, but it looks like it's going to stay in play. Sure enough, Kenneth Hartsfield makes the grab. So, quick second out there. And the cleanup hitter, David Easterling, third baseman. Bats with 2 outs and a runner on second. Swings at the first pitch is a strike. Nice stop by Woolley to keep that change up in front of him. Time called. Count is going to be 1-1 with 2 outs to Easterling. There's a strike over the inside corner. The courtesy runner for Shunk is Trent Beaver, number 5 out there, as Shunk will be pitching today. Check swing, peel down to first, but no strike call. So 2-2 the count. 2 outs, man on second. We are in the top of the first. Here's a hard hit ball into right field. T. Watson drifts over under it and makes the grab to retire the side. So the leadoff runner gets aboard, makes it all the way to second on a wild pitch, but doesn't make it back home to score. So it'll be the Cats coming up here at the bottom of the first. Leading off, Armand Painter, followed by Rankin Woolley, and then Will Benson. So first base coach Brent McGuire heads out to his position as the Lovett catcher Evan McCown throws down to second. We'll get things started here for the Cats with Armand Painter, the Missouri commit, and first. .90 on the season. He's been on and off the field. Hamstring issues. Swings to the first one, fouls it back. There's a ball. 1-2 the count. Makeup call by the umpire there as that one was, we'll call it inside. I think that was a makeup for that outside and lobe. It's called strike he made earlier, so 2-2 now. And there's strike three called. So strikeout. Leaves the bases empty for Rankin Woolley. Woolley chops one, foul, past third base. Looked like it was over the bag, but by the time it came down on the other side, it was in foul territory. Woolley batting .565 on the season, slugging a preposterous 1.043. So he's had 46 at-bats and 48 total bases, which is just ridiculous. Takes a strike over the outside corner to the right-handed hitting Woolley. Shunk steps off, calls time. There's a ball. 1-2 to count. Hard hit ball out to third base. And third baseman can't come over. It makes a funny hop over to short. But Woolley able to scamper down to first in time. Good hustle for Rankin Woolley. So that'll put a runner at first with one out for Big Will Benson. And number 7, Harrison Jones, will head out to run for Woolley as Benson greets the opposing catcher, as is his custom. So as Will steps to the plate, I'm sure we'll hear the Benson hush that falls over the stadium when this young man comes up to bat. Shunk, one of the premier arms in the state, against one of the premier bats. This is the matchup that most of these folks are here to see. We've got about 30 MLB scouts here. There's a strike on the outside corner. Umpire is certainly consistent with that call. Check swing, strike at the knees. 0-2. Ball just outside. Home plate umpire can't seem to please anybody. He's hearing groans and moans from both dugouts. 1 out and 1 on for the Cats here in the bottom of the first. No score. There's a chopper over the first baseman and down the right field line. Harrison Jones is on his way to third. Big turn by Benson at first, but we'll call it a single. And it'll be runners on the corners for Ryan Miller, the sophomore slugger. Nice at bat by Benson. Fall behind early and put one in play.
He's listed at 23 from Baseball America. So that's dropped.
It's the first time this season we've heard Ryan Miller with walk-up music that isn't from The Lion King. So they must, this sophomore sensation must have gained the respect of his elders. And he's got the numbers to prove it, batting .366 on the season with that wide open stance. First pitch is inside. Miller second on the team, tied for second on the team with 21 RBI. That ball's low and it gets away. Harrison Jones breaks for home and he's in there safely. Harrison Jones with a heads up quick base running. Slides in to get the Cats on the board first. Jones a courtesy runner for Woolley as Will Benson was able to get down to second on the pass ball as well. And that'll make the count 2-0. Runner still in scoring position with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And that one gets away too. Benson dances away from second, but he will not advance. Off-speed pitch for a strike. Hard hit ball out to second, snagged by the second baseman, and his throw to second to try to get Benson. Takes a funny bounce. But the pitcher shunk right there to grab it and prevent Benson from advancing. So Huber will bat now as Miller lines out to the second baseman. So 2 down, runner still on second. We're in the bottom of the first, and the Cats have already scratched out a run. Huber pokes that one the other way, foul down the first base line. Huber batting .382 on the season. Pitch is high and tight from Shunk. little bit of chatter coming from the third base fence line, where most of the Wildcat faithful have camped out. Sean checks Benson at second. So 1-0 here. Benson's on second as Huber bats and pops that one into foul territory. Will it stay playable? No, into the visiting bullpen. 1-2 the count. We'll say a quick hello to some other faithful Wildcat baseball fans. Patrick McCauley, class of 2027 in first grade, tuning in at home, and his little brother, Peyton McCauley, who is headed to Westminster next year for pre-first, class of 2029. Thanks for watching. So 1-2 is your count. 2 outs, runner on second. Off-speed pitch is chopped to third. And Benson had broken on contact and was able to get tagged out by the third baseman. So we'll never know if Hubert could have made it down to first in time, but nonetheless, 1 run scores, and the Cats lead at 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. Huber heads back out there for the Cats. We'll cut away for a moment here and show you the defensive lineup, alignment, and the offensive lineup for the Cats. So it'll be the top of the second. Cats on top, 1-0 here early. John Staten, the right fielder, bats for the Lions.
For Lovett, batting fifth. The right fielder, number 7, John Staten.
Called strike from Huber. There's a chopper foul. 0-2 is your count. Comes inside. Evens the count at 2-2. 1-2, excuse me. Nobody out, top of the second. There's another chopper foul. Huber working quickly, as he tends to do. Inside corner, doesn't get the call. Evens the count at 2-2. And the count runs full. And there's strike 3.
Batting sixth, playing center field, number 23, Brady Tyndall.
So Brady Tyndall, the number 6 hitter, center fielder for the Lions. Strike on the outside corner. Comes inside with the changeup for another called strike. Quickly ahead, 0-2. Huber working quickly, getting ahead of the hitters. And there's strike 3 and a ball to dirt. Rankin will throw down to first. Celebrities aplenty out here at Harry Lloyd Stadium. The multi-talented Clyde Click here to my left, doing what he does best. Glad to have him out here. We've got Blaine Kummett from Fox 5 Atlanta out here taking it all in. When these two teams play pretty much any sport, you know that you're going to have a crowd watching. As Huber once again gets ahead in the count on Alex Marshall, the left fielder. Call strike 2. Ball outside. And there's strike 3. Nice inning of work for Blake Huber and the Cats. So coming up in the bottom half of the second, it'll be Hartsfield, Watson, and Yasuda for the Cats as they lead at 1-0. Aaron Shunk, the pitcher for the Lions, headed to University of Georgia next year, so he is like to see Rankin in SEC play next year as Rankin plays for the Tigers of LSU, and Armand Painter as he plays for the Tigers of Mizzou. Can't remember who it was, but earlier this year we were talking about some of the rivalries that Westminster has. Lovett is, of course, the perennial rivalry, and now starting to see a lot of rivalry between Blessed Trinity and Westminster. And whoever it was I was talking to explained it well. He said, you know, the difference is that these guys have been playing on club teams with guys from Lovett for just about as long as they can remember, so they know each other. There's some camaraderie there. There's good old-fashioned competition, whereas BT, they don't necessarily have that history together, and puts a different feel into those contests as Hartsfield shows bunt, but pulls the bat back as that one was low in the zone. So 1-0 the count. Cats are on top 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Hartsfield hits one hard, but right at the right fielder. So that'll bring up T. Watson. T. Watson continues to get my vote for best walk-up music as Leonard Skinner, Call Me the Breeze, blares in the background. Watson headed to Clemson University next year with his teammate and our pitcher Blake Huber. Shows bunt and lays one down foul. Ball high, 1-1. You count, 1 out Nobody on. Cats on top 1-0. Shota Yasuda on deck for the Cats. There's a chopper to first base. Fielded, and Freddie Ashkar will field and step on first. So Yasuda bats now with nobody on and 2 outs. Yasuda tries to lay down a bunt, but sends that one foul. Yasuda with a respectable .292 on the season. Shota's little brother Junta got his first varsity action in relief in the game on Tuesday. Pitched very well. As Yasuda takes a called strike. 0-2. Off-speed pitch back up the middle. Shortstop over, gloves, throws, and in time. So ground out, and the Cats go quietly in the second. And we'll head to the third with the Cats still on top, 1-0. You know, today's opening day for most of the minor league levels. Amazing to think that our own Will Benson could be playing a year from now in the minor league system, the farm system for some major league club. He certainly is getting the looks. So number 2, James Hicks, the second baseman, bats now. And starts with the ball outside from Huber. Swinging strike, 1-1. Cats able to score a run thanks to a single by Rankin Woolley. As Hicks sends that one high, York at second base calls it and makes the catch. So in the top of the first, Woolley singled, followed by a Benson single that put Harrison Jones, Woolley's courtesy runner, at third. And then on a pass ball, the fleet of foot Harrison Jones scampered home and beat the tag, score the only run of the game. Shortstop Peyton Ringer bats now, right-handed hitting infielder. Takes called strike 1. 1 out in the top of the third. Got a piece of it, but that'll be strike 2. Cats on the road tomorrow. Head out to Woodward. As Huber misses with the off-speed pitch. 1-2 is your count. And there's called strike 3 for the second out of the inning. We'll turn the lineup over, and Aaron Shunk, the pitcher,
Back to the top of the order, number 22.
who singled the first time up. As Aaron seems to be ready now. Shows bunt and lays down a beauty, but it will roll foul about halfway down the third base line. Might be a little bit of gamesmanship going on here. Huber likes to work fast, and Shunk is taking his time as he chops that one to Huber. Huber gloves, sets, throws, and gets his pitching counterpoint to retire the side. So nothing doing for the Lions in the top of the third. It'll be the number 9 hitter, Peter York, for the Cats coming up, followed by the top of the order, Armand Painter and Rankin Woolley. As we head to the bottom of the third, and the Cats are on top 1-0. Sophomore Peter York, part of this very talented 10th grade, will lead things off here in the bottom of the third. With Peter hitting .308 on the season. Fouls that one back. A late strike call over the inside corner. So York behind 0-2 here. Pitch high and outside, 1-2. There's a stab past the pitcher's mound and fielded by the second baseman, thrown on in time.
Back to the top of the order, number 10, Armand Painter.
So Armand Painter bats now. Armand struck out his first time up. swung at the first pitch out to third baseman as he throws across to get Painter. And the bases will be empty with 2 outs for Big Rankin Woolley, who singled his first time up.
That'll bring up number 12, the senior Rankin Woolley.
Woolley jumps on the first pitch and hits it high into right field. It's going to be high off the wall. He's making the turn at first, and he's going to make it into second with a double. That was high off the right field wall, about 15 feet to the left, and it would have gotten over the lower portion of right center field and been out of here. But that pitch was a bit high, and Woolley jumped on it. So Benson will bat as Harrison Jones heads out to second to be a courtesy runner for Woolley. 2 outs. And they're going to intentionally walk Benson.
Intentional walk. That'll bring up number 13, left fielder.
So free pass for Benson, head down to first. Once again, a little bit of gamesmanship. Want to win this game, but also people are here to see Benson hit. So we'll see what Ryan Miller has to say about that. Certainly not an easy out here. So 2 outs, first and second. Swings at the first pitch and over the second baseman's head into right field. Harrison Jones being waved around. He will be called out by the home plate umpire. He took a solid 30 seconds to think about it, and I'm not sure why. So Miller smacked that one over a leaping second baseman into right field. Harrison Jones, who was on second, had green light all the way. It was a great throw from the right fielder. But he certainly looked safe to me. So that's the last out of the inning. And the Cats will leave 2 on. And the score remains 1-0 as we head to the top of the fourth. I don't know what took so long to make that call.
Leading off the fourth inning for Lovett, the DH number 16, Drayton Foster.
So Huber faces the 2, 3, and 4 hitter and starts Foster with a strike. Foster, the DH, hitting in place of the catcher. As Huber comes inside but gets that corner and is quickly ahead, 0-2. Huber working quickly and throwing strikes as his technique. Off-speed pitch comes a bit too far inside and hits number 16. Huber obviously disappointed with that. But. So that's Carr, the first baseman, bats. First pitch is low and inside. It's still 1-0 Cats in the top of the fourth. Hit batsman has a runner at first for Lovett. There's a hard hit ball deep to right field, and it's gone. There's a 2-run home run by Freddie Ashkar, the first baseman, as the Lovett team will come out and greet him at home plate. Sure, that was a little bit too long of a celebration for the Cats' liking. But when it's Lovett Westminster, all bets are off. So just like that, it's a 2-1 lead for the Lions. First home run given up by Westminster pitching this year. Huber back at it. Quick strike to Easterling and followed by a ball in the dirt. So 1-1. Hard hit ball down the right field line, foul, and out of play. Huber ahead of the count 1-2. Ball outside, even the count at 2-2. So nobody out. Long home run. 2-run home run by the Lions has made it 2-1. And the count's now full. And there's ball 4.
Number 7, John Staten.
So a runner at first with nobody out. It's John Staten bats for the Lions. Swings at the first pitch. And it gets under the glove of Huber, who tried to field it. And that allows Staten to get down to first. And puts runners at first and second for number 23, Brady Tyndall, the center fielder. Call that an error. Certainly an electric atmosphere here today. And the tide has turned to the Lions' favor. Shows bunt. Woolley throws down to second to try to get Easterling, but he's back in there safely. One and 0 the count. That ball's low. 2-0 your count. Ball 3 in the dirt and skips away from Woolley, but he's able to get to it to prevent anybody from moving up. So 3-0 is your count. Runners at first and second, and nobody out here in the top of the fourth, where the Lions have gotten on the board thanks to a home run by the DH by the first baseman, Freddie Achkar. There's ball 4 inside, and that'll load the bases. Nobody out, bases full of Lions. Alex Marshall, the left fielder, bats now. As the Westminster faithful cheering on our boy Blake here. Looking to pick him up here in a tough spot. As he starts Marshall with a strike. Swinging strike 2, so Huber ahead, 0-2. Just missed on the outside corner, according to our home plate umpire. So 1-2 is your count. There's strike 3, big out for Huber. As Hicks, the second baseman, comes up.
Hitter number 2, James Hicks.
Big spot here for Wildcat defense with 1 out, bases loaded. Huber starts Hicks with a strike right down the heart of the plate. Nice changeup, but missed. 1-1's your count. There's a chopper. Hartsfield. Woolley dropped the ball, but able to recover it and tag the runner to prevent the run from scoring and record the second out of the inning. Coach Oops headed home to argue the point. And we're still going to talk about this, but the bases will be loaded with 2 outs.
Batting ninth, number 1, Peyton Ringer.
Lots of controversy.
Heads up play, Rankin, that a boy.
So it'll be 2 outs with the bases loaded. And the batter is Peyton Ringer, the shortstop. First pitch is low and inside. Ball by Hicks was grounded weakly to third. Hartsfield charged through home to Woolley, who dropped the ball but was able to get it back and tag the runner. Called strike at the knees. It looked like Rigner was taking the whole way. So 1-1. And there's strike 2. One and 2 is your count, 2 outs, bases loaded. And just got a piece of it. Dropped by Woolley. Coach Russell ran out to check on Rankin. The always tough Rankin Woolley is going to hang in there. So your count's 1 and 2, 2 outs, bases are loaded. Huber looking to get out of a jam. Ball low. Ringer, the shortstop, bats. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And the pitch was about belt high, but inexplicably called a ball. So the count is full. Full count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Huber comes set. And there's ball 4. Ball 4 allowed the runner to score. But the pass ball, Tyndall tried to make it home from third to score, but was tagged out of the plate. So 1 run comes home to score, and it'll be 3-1 Lions as we head to the bottom half of the 4th. Hit batsman, followed by a home run to put 2 on the board, and then they walked home a run. So it'll be 3-1, and the heart of the order, Huber, Hartsfield, and Watson coming to the plate. Trainers are out there checking on Huber. So it looks like that play at the plate to
Leading off for the Wildcats.
in the top half of the fourth might have taken Blake Huber out of the game. We'll try to get a update on what the injury was and the extent of it. So Andy Capper will bat in his place, number 21. Capper looking for his first hit of the 2016 campaign. And takes a ball high. Looking over my left shoulder, I see Ethan Price warming up in the Wildcat bullpen. So not sure if Huber's going to come back out, but it's 3-1 Lions in the bottom of the fourth. As that pitch was called a ball, run the count 2-0, much to the chagrin of Aaron Shunk, the Lions pitcher. Swinging strike for Capper. Strike at the knees, 2-2. Ball outside, runs the count full. And there's ball 4. So Capper draws the walk, and the leadoff runner is aboard for the Cats as Kenneth Hartsfield comes to the plate. He lined out to the right fielder, his first time up. Shunk throws over to first. Capper back safely. Aaron Shunk pleased to be doing the umpire's job today, it seems like. He's offering his opinion on most of the calls. So there's a strike at the knees. Checks the runner at first. Change up. Called strike at the knees. 0-2 your count. Quick throw over to first. But called safe. As Shunk continues to jaw with the umpire crew. Hartzell fouls that one back to the screen. 0-2 is your count. Time called. Throw over to first. Capper back safely. Hartsfield fouls that one down the right field line. And a running catch made by the right fielder in foul territory for the first out. So T. Watson will bat. Grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. So runner on first. Cats trail 3-1 here at the bottom of the fourth. One out for senior T. Watson, as Aaron Chunk just does not want to give any wiggle room to Andy Capper over there at first base. First pitch called a strike. Throws over to first once again. Oh, and 1 your count. Throw to first. Capper back safely. Shunk hearing it from the Wildcat faithful over there on the third baseline. Off-speed pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. Hard hit ball foul as Watson stays alive. Count stays 0-2 with 1 out. Watson swings to changeup and is retired on strikes. So Yasuda will bat now with a runner on first. Shota grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. So far, the Cats have 5 hits on the day, excuse me. But only 1 run to show for it. And we're still unsure as to the health of our starting pitcher, Blake Huber. See if he comes back out to pitch in the 5th. First pitch to Yasuda gets away from the catcher. So Andy Capper will head down to second. And he'll be in scoring position now as Yasuda bats with 2 outs. Yasuda with 7 RBI on the season. We'd love to make that 8 right here and right now. As he fouls that one back. Evens the count at 1-1. Change up for a strike. Shunk has started to locate that pitch well here. 1-2 your count. And there's strike 3. That'll retire the side. So the Cats get the leadoff man aboard, but go down in order after that.
Snacks, come see us.
And it's 3-1 at the top of the fifth. Cats trail. Looks like Huber's headed back out there to pitch. Got him patched up in between innings here. We'll see if we can't find out what was going on. Just checked with Russell Wren, and Huber got cleated at that play at the plate that ended the fourth inning. But he's been bandaged up and is ready to go. It's on his right leg. So we'll see if that impacts his delivery at all. And it's back to the top of the order. The pitcher Shunk leads things off for the Lions in the top of the fifth, where they enjoy a 3-1 lead over the Cats. First pitch is swung foul down the third base line. Time called to get that ball off the field of play. 0-1's your count to the Lions pitcher. This ball high. Foul ball. One and two the count. Nobody out, nobody on. We're in the top half of the fifth as Shunk pokes that one high but shallow into right field. Just tried to stay alive on that pitch and got underneath it. Flied out to T. Watson, the right fielder. So Drayton Foster, the DH, bats. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Came around to score on the Etchkar home run. First pitch is swung on, hit out to the shortstop, Jack Palimas, but it gets through his legs. And Foster is safe at first for Freddie Ashkar, who homered his last time up. Woolley tried to frame that pitch, but it was low. Ashkar listed at 6'2", 205 pounds. Senior for the Lions. Swings that one, drives it to the gap in left center. Benson over quickly to cut it off, and they won't test his arm as the relay into the shortstop makes that a long single. So it'll be runners at first and second with one out here. And the top of the fifth. And Easterling, third baseman, to the plate. Brief conference here from Coach Oobs with the cleanup hitter, Easterling. So the error by Palimas allowed Foster to make it to first. Then a long single by Ashkar puts runners at first and second with one out. First pitch is called a ball. There's a strike at the knees, even the count 1-1. Strike 2. That one's poked past the diving Armand Painter into right field. The throw into the infield cut off by York at second, and that allows a run to score from second as Foster comes home and Ashkar able to make it to third. So that single was poked the opposite way into right field. Puts runners at the corners with one out. And the Lions on top 4-1 now. John Staten shows bunt. Pulls it back. Strike over the inside corner. That one is popped up, foul, but playable, as Armand Painter makes the grab in foul territory for the second out. So still runners on the corners, as Brady Tyndall, the center fielder, bats now for the Lions. First pitch is high and inside. Ball one. Swinging strike. Tyndall, a junior. Second year starting for the Lions. One of three returning starters in the Lovett lineup. There's an off-speed pitch in for a strike. 1-2 is your count. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Here in the top of the fifth, Cats trail 4-1. Checks the runner at first. Staten back safely. There's fastball low. Evens a count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on. strike on the inside corner will retire the side. So nice battle by Blake Huber there to get the out and only allow one run to score. So York will start things off for the Cats in the home half of the fifth. He'll be followed by Painter and Woolley as the Cats look to get something going.
Leading off for the Wildcats, number 11, Peter York.
So York bats, grounded out his first time up. As we get things going here in the top of the sixth. Called strike at the knees. Wasn't making that call on the top half of the inning. But who are we to judge? Peter fights that one off, foul. And falls behind 0-2. Ethan Price still throwing in the Cats bullpen. Off-speed pitch misses high. So 1-2 the count. Fifth, the Cats trail 4-1. York pokes that one and gets his man. So we'll flip the lineup over, and Painter will come to bat. He has struck out and grounded out to the third baseman.
10, Armand Painter.
Painter got a piece of that one. Ball low. Good eye by Painter. So that one came in a little bit low. He's ahead of the count, 2-1. Rankin Woolley bats next. Ball 3. If Painter or Woolley gets aboard, it'll be Benson. The 3-1 pitch to Painter. Misses inside. And so there's a walk. And Rankin Woolley, who has singled and doubled. So Shunk has certainly lived up to the hype and has scattered 5 hits over 5 innings. But so far, Woolley has had his number. See if he can add to that total now as he bats with 1 out and 1 on in the 5th. First ball high and inside. Ball low. Off-speed pitch misses high and tight. 3-0 the count now. So Woolley way ahead here with Benson on deck and a runner on first with 1 out. Cats looking to capitalize.
All right, be smart, Rankin. Let's kill it now.
Three and 0. 1 on, 1 out. Home half of the 5th. Shunk will step off. Licks his fingers. It's ready now. The 3-0 pitch. And Woolley showed bunt, pulled it back, but the ball was high. No surprise here, but Shunk disagreed. So Woolley draws a walk. It's back-to-back walks for the Cats with runners on first and second with 1 out. And the Lions are going to go to their bullpen, which is good news for the Cats, as Shunk has been wheeling and dealing. So number 10, Sam Pritchard, the lefty, comes in to pitch. Pritchard is a junior, listed at 5'10", 145 pounds. Shunk is going to stay in the field. Looks like he'll play short, as Ringer will move over to play second base. Easterling stays in at third.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 25, Will Benson.
Benson actually hitting lefties better than righties. He's only had 6 chances, but he's 4 for 6 against the lefties, batting a .667. And batting .500 with runners in scoring position. So we'll see if he can't put the ball in play and scratch out a run here, as Benson bats with 2 on and 1 out, bottom half of the 5th. Cats trail 4-1. First pitch way out in front of that one. Will trying to tie everything up here with one swing. The 0-1 pitch from Pritchard. Is low and outside. Certainly a different pace of play from the Lions here as they have slowed things down. Off-speed pitch misses. Benson ahead, 2-1. Strike at the knees, even the count at 2-2. Runners are at first and second. Back-to-back walks to start the inning by Shunk, who's been replaced by Pritchard, the lefty. Pitch is now to Benson with a 2-2 count, 1 out. As Benson hits that one high, but not very deep. Nice running grab by the center fielder, and not quite deep enough to advance the runner. So 2 outs now for Ryan Miller. Miller has lined out to the second baseman and singled. Miller 14 for 29 with runners on base. One of the reasons that he's tied for second with 20 RBI on the season. So he bats now with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Pritchard's off-speed pitch looks to be about 50 miles an hour. Finds the inside corner for a called strike. Fastball swung on foul, and Miller falls behind 0-2. Don't see any activity in the Wildcat bullpen. Huber stands on deck. Oh and 2. Ball outside. There's a hard hit ball that's going to get down for a base hit into left field. Painter's being waved around. There's going to be a play at the plate. And Painter is out at the plate. Head first slide. Heck of a throw from the left fielder. And the tag applied by the catcher McCown. And base running continues to cost the Cats. I think that's the third out at the plate in this game. And in each of those instances, I believe that's been the inning-ending out as well. So sure enough, Ethan Price is out there to pitch for the Cats. Huber heads out to play second. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, and the Cats trailing 4-1.
Leading off for Lovett, number 13, Alex Marshall.
So number 18, Ethan Price, the junior, into pitch for the Cats, taking over for Blake Huber. He'll face number 13, Alex Marshall, and the bottom third of the Lions order. Alex Marshall, the left fielder, starts with a swinging strike. Just missed inside. 1-1. Chopper foul. 1-2. Story of the game thus far has been plays at the plate. Cats have been tagged out at home 3 times. Hard hit ball out to Polimas at short. Gloves, grabs, throws to get his man. So 1 down now for the second baseman, James Hicks. Check that. Pinch hitter number 12, Charles Gibson, bats now. Price in his 5th appearance on the season. All of them in relief. Strike 2 at the knees, 0-2. 1 out, nobody on. Ethan Price in for Huber. It's the Cats trail 4-1. And there's another one to Polimas. He gloves, makes a strong throw to first. You get Gibson by a couple of steps. So Peyton Ringer started the game at shortstop, has since slid over to second base. Bats now. It's 2 outs and nobody on. Ball low. Ball outside. Price falls behind 2-0. Ball in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes with 2 outs, nobody on. To Ringer. There's a strike down the middle of the plate. Ringer taking the whole way. And there's ball 4. So here comes the top of the lineup. Number 22, Aaron Shunk, pitcher, a record for the Lions, now playing at shortstop. Bats with 2 outs and a man on first. Lions lead at 4-1. Shunk swings at the first pitch, foul out of play. Off-speed pitch misses. 1-1 to count. Ball gets away from Woolley. He throws down to second and gets Ringer. Huber lays the tag on him as Ringer went plowing into Blake Huber. So that'll retire the side. And we'll head to the bottom half of the 6th as a couple raindrops start to fall. Big clouds up above us, but scattered. Still some sunlight poking through as well.
Leading off for the Wildcats, number 22, Blake Huber.
This is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right. On top of
So Huber who in his only at-bat has grounded into a fielder's choice. Andy Capper came in to pinch hit for him as his ankle was tended to there. The second shows bunt. Huber fouls that one back. Behind 0-2. Off-speed pitch misses. 1-2 is your count. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the bottom half of the sixth, and the Lions are on top 4-1. Pitch low and inside, even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Huber works the count full. 3-2. Hard hit ball back up the middle and through for a base hit. So the Cats put their leadoff man aboard, and the stage is set for Kenneth Hartsfield. Hartsfield lined out to the right fielder his first time up, and in the 4th inning, fouled out to the right fielder. Swings at the first pitch, grounds to the third baseman, throws on to second for 1, and not in time at first as Hartsfield beat it out.
Number 9, T.
Not sure if the question is whether or not the clear path for the second baseman, if Huber tried to break that up, if that's what Coach Oobs is discussing. The second baseman covering for the Lions was Ringer, who was also the young man who slid into second as Huber was covering in the top half of the 6th and took him out pretty hard. So, look to be squared away. So Hartsfield will be safe by virtue of a fielder's choice. And T. Watson will bat now. Watson is grounded out to the first baseman and struck out. Swings at the first pitch, fouls back to the screen. Oh, and 1 the count. Off-speed pitch high. 1-1, 1 out, 1 on as the Cats trail 4-1. Watson gets a piece of the fastball. 1-2 the count. The 1-2. Swung on and missed.
Out of bird number 4, the DH, Shota Yasuda.
So Yasuda bats now with 2 out, 1 on. Time called. Throw to first. Ball low. Ashkar, your pitcher for the Lions. Put the Lions on the board with a 2-run home run back in the second as Yasuda sends one high into right field. And the catch is made by John Staten to retire the side. So the leadoff man gets aboard. The Cats go down in order after that. And we'll head to the 7th. Cats trail 4-1.
Leading off for Lovett number 22, Eric.
When Ringer was caught stealing in the 6th. First pitch, a strike on the inside corner. high. Off-speed pitch. Shunk tried to stop his swing, but he didn't. So 1-2 your count. One, two. Was behind Shunk to even the count 2-2. Ball in the dirt. Runs the count full. There's strike three. Big pitch. Big strikeout there for Ethan Price.
Number 16, Drayton Foster.
So the DH Drayton Foster bats. Foster, a sophomore, listed at 5'9", 160. The right-handed batter box. There's ball two in the dirt. Ball high. Price behind 3-0. There's ball four in the dirt. So we'll walk to the DH, and that'll bring up Freddie Ashkar, who is homered and is now the pitcher.
Number 15, Freddie Ashkar.
Strike one. Catches the outside corner for a called strike two. Framed very nicely by our catcher, Rankin Woolley. Ashkar gets a piece of it. Fouls it back to the screen. So the count's still 0-2. One out, runner on first. We're in the top of the seventh, and the Cats trail 4-1. Hard hit ball that's going to stay up long enough for Benson to make the grab in center. Tries to double up the runner at first, but Foster back in time. So two down now for the cleanup hitter, Easterling. It's going to be a pinch runner for the Lions. Try to get a number for you on the pitch runner. But Easterling bats Right-handed batter's box, number 32, is the third baseman for the Lions. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Strike one from Ethan Price. Throw to first. Pops out of Painter's glove. Huber over quickly. Prevents the runner from moving up. Close play at first. As Easterling swung through that one, Woolley fires down to first, but the pinch runner was apparently back safely. Off-speed pitch at the dirt gets away, and the runner will move up to second base. Pinch runner is number 5, Trent Beaver. The count now runs 1-2. One and two the count. Hit on the ground to Huber at second. He pumps and throws to first to retire the side. So the Cats down to their last chance as we head to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be York, Painter, and Woolley looking to get something going. Try a new camera angle here as the lights are on and gets a little harder to see. So Ethan Price is going to come in and bat for Peter York. Price batting .333 on the season. Ashkar, the pitcher for the Lions, as he misses high. High and outside. It's 2-0 is your count. Strike at the knees. 2-1. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the bottom half of the 7th. Cats last chance as they trail 4-1. Right down the middle for strike 2. 2-2. Time called. Price gets a piece of it, stays alive. Off-speed pitch comes inside and runs the count full. Hard hit ball by Price, tailing away from the left fielder, who makes a nice diving grab. Fine catch out there in left field by Marshall. And that'll bring up the top of the order. Armand has struck out, grounded out, and walked. He bats with the bases empty and 1 out. Pitch came inside. One and 0 the count. Strike up the outside corner, 1-1. Swung on, fouled back, off the screen and into the Wildcat dugout. Woolley's on deck. If Woolley reaches, it'll be Benson. Time called. Came inside and hit him. So there's a base runner for the Cats in front of Rankin Woolley. So Woolley's going to bat with 1 on, 1 out. So number 12 bats. 1 on, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch is low and outside. Taken for a ball. Swung on a foul back out of play. Count is 1-1. Benson on deck, Painter on first. There's 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cats trail 4-1 at the bottom of the 7th. There's a hard hit ball deep to right field. That ball is caught at the track. A long and loud out for Woolley. Caught just at the base of the wall by the right fielder for the 2nd out. And Cats are down to the last out. In the form of Will Benson.
One at a time, Will. One at a time.
So 2 gone, 1 on. Two outs. Bottom of the 7th. 1 on. Benson takes a cut at the first pitch. Misses. Lions are trying to get their defense set. As that pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hard hit ball deep to right field and caught at the track for the last out. Back-to-back long, loud outs to end the game for the Cats as the Lions take this one 4-1. Benson skied that one deep to right field, but took it to the deepest part of the park, and the right fielder manages to make the grab. So the Cats drop their 2nd in a row, but they'll be back in action tomorrow at Woodward. Woolley singled, doubled, scored the only run of the game for the Cats and walked. And Huber will take the loss for the Cats. High-intensity game, as it always is, between these two schools, and the Lions triumph. So the Cats fall to 14-4, and they'll be on the road tomorrow. First pitch at 5:30. This is Tim McCauley for WCAT. Appreciate you joining us as the Lions leave the field happy, and the Cats leave the field to play another day. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. This is Tim McCauley for WCAT, signing off. Go Cats.